cherry scarf, 56 I suppose. Having a laugh, nails by Kame, Morena's done my hair, Steph called Tyson, don't even dare. Simeon, Trisha, coat of the X, down Charlie Chan's, come on, who's next? A cider and a baby sham, a mental better light, gonna get my ass in gear, cause I'm out for the night. White stretch limo out on the town, down the Oak End Road to the Frog in nightgown, blinged up kettle with loads of top, detonate me baby, I'm alive.
Do you think that, tell me what your thoughts are on being cast as seductresses and temptresses over virginal heroines? What are your thoughts on that? Because I mean, you suit it, but do you have any particular thoughts on that now?
I think as you get older, I think when I was in sort of my late 20s, that was quite cool. But as you get older, I'm sort of like more inclined to steer to comedy. And as for and those parts are good. Yes, they're good, and they've treated me well over the years. But they're not that deep, and you generally just play one character, and that character is you going, I don't know, sort of like deep voice and sort of smoky and all kind of voluptuous. But I enjoy those, but I also enjoy other things now. And I'm not going to say that I'm a serious actress at all, because I'm not. No. So we're doing Ingrid Pitt first.
Yeah, because you do actually resemble her quite a lot, I think. You have the same sort of nosing profile. Yours is a bit smaller than her. She had quite a large nose. And
oh, did she?
Yeah, but it suited her. It works.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, I never noticed.
Ingrid is oddly beautiful, I think.
Very. I think. I just remember her accent and her sort of like flamboyancy, really.
Yeah, Countess Dracula is a great film.
I had dinner with her. I had the.
Oh, Chris's gonna love this. This is her biggest fan.
Oh, really? Very flamboyant. She was in her 60s and very loud. And when she had a drink, she got even louder. She had her husband, who was a doting man on her. Loved her. I loved her. No, just seemed very, very pleasant woman.
You're the actress who's played a vampire more than any other, but then the Scream Queen concept, that does that mean anything to you personally, having pretty much pioneered it?
No, well, it does in a way, because it's an achievement. It is an achievement. I know it isn't much of an achievement in life. There's people that are brain surgeons and there's all sorts of things out there. People going into war and sort of like stopping, Afghanistan, sort of, nicking the oil and, and stopping sort of animals being sort of like slaughtered and skinned alive. But, being a screen queen to me means a lot. I've got 666 at the base of my spine. That is the base of my spine has got 666. It's a mark of the devil.
It's also the area code for the centre of Birmingham.
Oh, is it?
You worked with Joe and Altercarnated Photography and John Carey, the makeup artist, before. Is this your first time working with them?
Joe, this is my first time with Joe, so that's a privilege and a wonderful, wonderful thing. And John I've worked with before, and smashing boy, very artistic and very creative, and his cakes are delicious.
John, your makeup on Eileen has been sensational all day. You've gone through about 5-6 different looks in the space of about 20 minutes apart, each time, all of the time looking as sensational as this. How long have you been doing it for?
Probably about 10 years.
Yeah. And where do you get your direct inspiration from? Do you look to other makeup artists or artists in general?
No, a friend of mine taught me, who's called Twiggy back in Birmingham, to always use your own ideas and never use anybody else's. So I always have done. I used to take inspiration from the weirdest things, just from the pattern on the clothes I was wearing, something I'd seen during the day. I hadn't used food packets and things for patterns before now. Just whatever caught my eye, really, or whatever I feel like at the time.
I understand you're a cake decorator. I've seen some of your amazing work on mobile pictures, but they look absolutely stunning. Have you had any training for it?
No, just everything I do, I've taught myself to do because that's the way that you keep your ideas original. If you think I'd like to be able to do that, and just keep practicing until you can. And I've been doing that since I was 11, so it's over 30 years now. And I'm production manager at a place called the Cake Gallery in Birmingham. Have a look at our website, and we can do pretty much anything in there, really. So it's good fun. It's nice having a job where you actually produce something, where you make something, you make people happy. Right, here we go then. This one, magic happens.
And God, your costumes in the other room have ranged from the sublime to the ridiculous. We've got all the Hammer horror brides. We've got Bride of Frankenstein. We've got all kinds of Miss Havisham gear and whatnot. What's the weirdest costume you think you own?
I think probably the weirdest thing I've worn is I made a headdress out of newspaper, tinfoil masking tape, and 2 brooms from a Chinese supermarket. But you wouldn't have recognised it as that when it was finished.
Salam, salam, my darling man.
If you could work with anyone and dress anyone famous up, who do you think you'd choose, and what would you make them? What would you dress them up as?
Well, there's a lot of people today who could probably do with my help. Naming no names for fear of hate mail. But, I would love to have got hold of Jane Mansfield for a photo session. That would have been wonderful. But it's a bit late now, I'm afraid.
Have you been a fan of Eileen's work for a long time?
Yes. So I first saw her in the late 90s in Camden Palace on the catwalk, looking amazing. I followed her ever since, and then eventually just said hi on how did we? Oh yeah, you commented on one of my pictures and said, wouldn't it be nice to be photographed dressed like that? And I said, okay then, let's do it, and we did. And we've been friends ever since.
Yes,
it wasn't. It was,
I thought it was that guy.
Dennis Roussos.
Oh, it's Dennis Roussos, yeah.
Well, he looks frightening now.
Does he? God.
Frightening.
Oh, I know what you mean by frightening. He's been to the plastic surgeons a few
Non-familiar
times.
Barry Manilow, though. Have you seen?
No, I haven't seen Barry for a little while.
He looks like Chris's gran.
So what is it about the world of makeup that attracts you so much? Is it the glamour? Is it the sensationalism? What about it captivates you?
I don't do it for anyone else. I just do it for me. The satisfaction of it. It's like any. As I say, I work with all sorts of things with the cakes, hair, wigs, headdresses, and so on. It's just an outlet for sort of creative ideas and doing what I want to do, really. And that keeps it a bit more exclusive, I think. So rather than just spreading all over the place thinly, I'd rather just do it now and again for something worthwhile. Everyone's seen Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Have you seen the Haunted Hills one that was filmed in Transylvania? It's such good fun. You know, in the traditional Dracula film where they say, we're not taking you any further.
Yes.
And he says,
yes.
you're going to the castle, and they go, I'm sorry, the village people will not go out at night. She goes, oh, well, no one listens to the village people anymore nowadays.
You've got your Gypsyphilia clothing brand as well, haven't you, as well? What do you think about the vintage and the Dickensian style is so marketable?
I actually think, well, over the years I've collected so many costumes. Oh my God. And what I thought was to put them on, to have a sort of Gypsyphilia shop that actually styles in a certain style. You won't get your sort of like 2-piece suits and sort of stuff like that. You'll get something special. Oh God, I must say, it's not expensive. Everything is really, really cheap. Not too cheap that, you not bargain basement that you think you're getting sort of some horrible, smelly old dress. No, it's really, we're keeping the prices really low. So they're really good stuff, sort of designer vintage for very cheap. And I will keep it cheap because you matter.
Now, I'm going to spray. It's just so easy to make up this face.
That's hairspray that you spray on the face to keep it still on.
I'll keep it forever.
But do you think your the quirky storytelling and characterization that you have in the courtesans, do you think that allows you to draw on your acting as well as your musical talents?
Yeah, everything. Of course, it does. It's about having fun, and actually, in a way, it's not about you. It's about entertaining you. And that's what most entertainers forget nowadays. There's all sort of celebrity Big Brother. It's all about me, 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 me. But you're there to entertain and to entertain folk. Not get your jolly rockers off yourself, sort of like doing it. You've got to be good at what you do, and you've got to be able to tell a story and make people believe. And that's what the art of acting, entertaining is about. But, you know, I think some people have lost that over the years and just think it's about them, which, yeah, okay, it isn't.
It's not flattering half on and half off there.
No. No. I can imagine what the sort of 10th century prostitute felt like when she sort of went to bed that night. Well, did they have a bed?
I assume so.
Yeah.
Must have slept somewhere.
Oh, yes. Yes. But in the workhouses, in the Victorian times, they had a rope. And they would pay twopence or a penny or whatever the currency to actually lie on the rope, stand and relax on the rope in the workhouses. Yeah, that was their sleep. They would sleep standing up, leaning on the rope.
Heavy.
I know, they're so poor.
How do you think films like Razorblade Smile receive today, in light of all the popular culture of the vampire and the horror genre? Do you think they're received differently now?
I think it's lost. I think the vampire is definitely lost, especially to the adult audience. We were talking about this as we were driving along. I think, and I may say, I think Twilight really actually spoilt it. I've never seen a Twilight movie. I've never, and they're most probably fantastic. But I think vampires are for teeny boppers, and they're for babies, for creches. You know, you even get little baby vampire dolls. It's sort of ruined the myth. And by ruining the myth, adults don't really believe anymore. Saying that, I'd rather watch a vampire movie than watch a torture movie.
Which are mediums do you think you express yourself best in, out of modelling and writing and acting and music? What do you think it suits you best? Which one?
I would say all of it. Because I love it all. Yeah.
See you next time. Now you've been told. Baby, I'm a you explain. About to explode.